Hey legends, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a week of dinners video. I wanted to challenge myself and try to make some new recipes that I'd never made before, and I did that each day of the week. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. It took a lot of effort just to make all of these things, and I kind of came up with most of them just from scratch out of the top of my head, but I'm going to share the recipes with you today, and then I will try to put them in the description box as well. I will be explaining what I did throughout the video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe. So on Monday, Kieran and I decided to make yellow curry. Yellow curry is my favorite Thai curry of all time. I was able to find yellow curry paste at one of the grocery stores here. So yeah, just a disclaimer, I didn't make my own yellow curry paste. Also, just another disclaimer, if you're going to buy curry paste, always check the ingredients, because a lot of the time they use shrimp paste or fish sauce or fish flavorings in it. For the yellow curry, it was actually really simple since I already had the paste. Basically what I did was I chopped up, I think, half of a yellow or white onion, and I added that to a pan with a little bit of water. Then I added some minced garlic, and I also chopped up a block of tofu to add to the pan, and I just started kind of mixing this around, and then I added in the curry paste. I like to add a little bit at a time just because I don't like really spicy curry, so I try to just add a little bit and then keep tasting it and then adding in as much as I think is necessary. I wanted the tofu to cook and get all the flavorings absorbed in it, and in the meantime I was steaming some jasmine rice. So I think I just steamed a cup of jasmine rice, and then I also steamed some broccoli, some carrots, and some potato. Those are usually the 3 vegetables that are in yellow curry, so I just used the traditional vegetables that are usually in the yellow curry, but obviously you can use whatever veggies you want. So yeah, I just steamed those and let the rice steam, and then just continued to cook the curry sauce. And then I added in 2 cups of coconut milk to the mixture, and I let that simmer, and then I continually kept adding in some more curry paste as I went and mixed it all together and let the sauce cook through. And then I added in the steamed vegetables. I didn't steam them completely. Obviously I steamed the potatoes until they were actually cooked, but I didn't want to over steam them because they were going to cook in the sauce as well. So I added in the vegetables and then just cooked that a little bit more, and then the rice is ready, and basically I just put the rice and the curry together, and that was pretty much it. You can also put some lime or lemon on if you want. I think I might have added a little bit of soy sauce while I was cooking the sauce as well, just to add it, because yellow curry is normally pretty sweet, so I just wanted to add a little bit of like savory flavor to it. But that was really it. It was really easy. So day 2 was Tuesday, and of course Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, so we decided to make tacos. And I wanted them to be like traditional, like bean and beef tacos. I wanted to try and make meat out of walnuts, and I had had a taco like this before at a restaurant, but I had never tried to make it before. I definitely didn't follow a recipe, so I just took, I think, like about half a cup of walnuts, maybe 1 cup of walnuts, and I wasn't sure if I needed to soak them before or not, so I kind of like half soaked them, and I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this because I soaked cashew. So basically I blended the walnuts with some soy sauce, some barbecue sauce, minced garlic, and a ton of taco seasoning, like a lot of taco seasoning. And I think I might have added in soy milk, I actually can't remember, but that was literally it. And I blended that up until it was blended together, but obviously not like moist, like wet, you know what I mean? Like it was thick. I don't really know how to describe the consistency, but a little bit lumpy. And then I wasn't sure if I was supposed to heat it up or not, so I did put it on a non-stick pan and just kind of heated it up so it would be a little bit more dry and a little bit more crumbly, like a meat texture. And then all I did for the rest of the tacos was I just heated up a can of pinto beans, and then I mashed them to kind of make them like refried beans, even though you can just buy canned refried beans, but I didn't think of that. And then I also made pico de gallo, which is chopped tomatoes, chopped onion, and normally cilantro, but I didn't have any cilantro or coriander, so I just added in some lime. And to the pinto beans I also added in some burrito seasoning as well. And yeah, that was pretty much what I did. And then I just heated up I just bought corn tortillas and heated them up on the non-stick pan with a little bit of water. And I just put the beans, the meat, meat and pico de gallo, and then I also added on some diced avocado, or you can make guacamole, and I squeezed a little bit of lime on top, and these were so good. After the week, Kieran and I decided that our favorite dinner out of all the dinners were the tacos. I was so insanely surprised how good the walnut meat turned out. Kieran said it tastes like chorizo. I honestly thought it tasted like meat. Like, it was actually so crazy how good it was, and like I would never assume that it was walnuts. So I'm going to link the recipe down below, or write it down below in the description box for you guys to try it out, but honestly, 10 out of 10. Okay, so day 3, I wanted to do something a little bit more comfortable. So the third day, I decided to do Italian, and we decided to keep it simple and do spaghetti and meatballs. So basically, I just bought spaghetti in a package, you know, just cooked spaghetti. Didn't make it myself, and then as well with the sauce, I just bought sauce and didn't make it. So the only thing I'm really going to be showing you what I made were the meatballs. So I've never made vegan meatballs before and didn't really know what I was going to do, but I decided to use the rest of the walnuts that I had since it was like so meaty that I had the night before. I figured it would work really well for meatballs. Then I also added in some rice and some chickpeas, and I blended that together with soy sauce, barbecue sauce, and tons of spices. I just used the seasoning salute from Trader Joe's that my mom sent me. I think I added in a little bit of like cumin as well, and also like salt and pepper. Any seasonings you want though. I think I also added in some minced garlic as well. I basically blended this just like I blended the taco meat, and then when it was done, I formed them into balls and I put them on a non-stick pan, and then I popped them in the oven, basically just until they were crispy. I just wanted them to be like firm and had like stuck together so they wouldn't fall apart when I was cooking them. So then I poured the sauce into a non-stick pan on the oven stove and I put the meatballs in and cooked them with the sauce. However, we noticed that the meatballs were really soft. They didn't fall apart, they stuck together, but the meatballs are really soft, and Kieran said that he would have liked it if they were a little bit more crispy, and I also think that would have been good as well. So if we make this again, we would probably not cook the meatballs in the sauce, cook the sauce separately, mix the spaghetti with the sauce, and then when everything was done, put the meatballs on top. But it was still really good. The meatballs turned out really, really good. Honestly, tasted like meat again. Kieran really liked it, and I really liked it, and it was really simple to make, so I definitely recommend this recipe. So day 4 was Chinese food, and I've never made Chinese food in my entire life, but I've been craving dumplings so much recently, and so we decided to make dumplings. And I don't know, man, like, it kind of scared me. I thought it was going to be really hard. I wanted to push it all the way until Thursday because I was like scared. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And at first I was just going to buy dumpling pre-made like wonton wrappers from the store, but I couldn't find any. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own. And I did. So I kind of used a combination of 2 people's recipes for the dumpling wrappers, the dumpling dough. So for the inside of the dumpling, I cut up shiitake mushrooms, spring onion or green onion, some carrot, some bok choy greens, and cabbage. And for the cabbage, I chopped up, I think it was like almost half a head of cabbage. But what I've learned from watching different recipe videos and stuff is that when you chop up cabbage really small and then you put it in a bowl and massage it with salt, like sea salt, you massage it and you leave it to sit for a while, and then it gets really, really like, that's how you make sauerkraut. So like the cabbage gets really like soggy, and there's all this water at the bottom, so I had to squeeze out the water, but I just let it sit after I let it like massage it in salt. And then yeah, I just chopped up all the other vegetables and I put them into a bowl and just mixed them together, and then squeezed out the water from the cabbage and mixed the cabbage in as well. And then I also just put it into a non-stick pan and let that simmer. I also added in some soy sauce to that mixture and some minced garlic, and I think that was it. And I just, yeah, let that cook on the stove on like a low setting while I made the dumpling dough. This was actually so much fun making these. It took a long time, but the recipe itself and like actually doing it was pretty easy. I thought it was gonna be really hard, but it really wasn't. So for the dough, like I said, I'll link the 2 recipes down below that I sort of like improvised off of, but I think it was just, yeah, it was just 2 cups of flour and I think 3/4 of a cup of hot water. Just put the flour in a bowl, make a well, and then add the hot water and just mix it, and then it starts to get like really crumbly, and then you just use your hands and you knead it together. And I just rolled it out. I rolled it into like a cylinder shape, and then what I did was I just cut off little pieces of the end and rolled them into a ball, put them onto the cutting board or whatever, and I used a kombucha bottle because I didn't have a rolling pin. And basically roll it out into like a big circle as if it was like a mini pizza dough, but roll it out really, really, really thin, like super thin. I actually made mine a little too thick, so they were kind of doughy, so next time if I were to do it, I would make the dough even thinner. But you can also use this dough to make like raviolis or like tortellinis or anything like that, because the dough is really similar to like how that would be. But yeah, next time roll it out really thin, but basically you roll it out and then you want to make sure your hand's dry. Put the dough on your hand and scoop like a spoonful of the mixture that you've made. There's a plane flying by, but it's cool. Scoop a mixture that you made and put it in the middle of the dough, like round dough. And I just wet my finger and put it around the edge, and then I folded the 2 sides together, and like you want to make sure they're like stuck together, and just kind of folded them. Tried to make it look fancy, but some of them were a little bit funny looking. So then when all of those were done, all I did was just turned on the stove and I boiled some water, and then I put the dumplings in there. And basically, you know they're done when they're like they float to the top when they're ready, but then you also just let them, after they floated to the top, you wait a few more minutes and then they're ready. And they were so good. I also made some sauce. So I made like a peanut sauce with peanut butter, some coconut milk, maple syrup, and some soy sauce. And then I made another sauce that was really good that was sweet chili sauce, soy sauce, and maple syrup. So you can make dipping sauces really easily, but these were super good. The only thing, like I said, next time is I would just make the dough thinner so they're less doughy. They were super good. I also forgot to film like the after part of the dumplings, but yeah, I was just really busy making them and I just forgot to film, but basically that's how you do it. Okay, so the last day I wanted to make buffalo cauliflower wings, and I've wanted to make these for so long. I've been craving buffalo wings. This was also like my American food day. It's like Southern food, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I decided to just steam some vegetables. So I steamed broccoli, carrots, zucchini, and then for the cauliflower, I was gonna make buffalo wings. Oh, and then I also heated up some red kidney beans just on the stove and just let those cook. I wanted some protein in there. So for the sauce for the cauliflower, I used 1 little thing of Frank's Red Hot sauce. I mixed it with a bunch of soy sauce, or soy milk, sorry, not soy sauce. Soy milk, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of barbecue sauce, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I added in some sugar as well because I don't like it to be super spicy. I could have added like more soy milk, but I still wanted it to have the buffalo flavoring. And it was really good. So you can kind of just measure these things however you want depending on what you want it to taste like. If you want it less spicy, then just add like more sugar or more soy milk. But if you want it less spicy, then don't do that. And then for the cauliflower, I decided to coat the cauliflower in like a batter. So for the batter, I just used flour and soy milk, and I think I added in some spices, but that was it. Just mixed that together, and I just took the cauliflower in like big chunks and I coated it in the batter, and then I put those on a nonstick pan, put them in the oven until they were crispy on the outside. And then once they're crispy, I put the hot sauce, like the buffalo sauce, on the stove to thicken it, because I tried doing it without it being cooked and it was too thin. It kind of just like ran off the buffalo wings, the cauliflower wings, so definitely like heat it up first so it gets thick. Once it was heated up and thick, then I put the cauliflower wings in the hot sauce, and that was pretty much it. So then we just had steamed veggies with, yeah, steamed kale, steamed veggies, and red kidney beans, and the cauliflower buffalo wings. And then I also made like a ranch sauce, but it was really just like my cashew cheese sauce. So just soaked cashews, soy milk, apple cider vinegar to make it like a little bit more salty, and some lemon juice and nutritional yeast, and I blended that up, put it on top, and it was so, so good. They were amazing. I was actually really surprised how good they came out. So I definitely recommend making them. It was actually really easy to make as well. So those were were the 5 dinners of the week. If you guys like this video, let me know. If you want me to make any other type of recipe, food related videos, if you enjoyed it, then let me know and I will continue doing so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you guys next time.